What really happened to Marilyn Monroe on that fateful night in 1962? Decades later, her death remains shrouded in mystery, with unanswered questions and chilling theories that refuse to fade away. On August 5, 1962, the world was shocked by the untimely death of one of Hollywood's brightest stars, Marilyn Monroe. Found dead in her home at the age of 36, her passing was officially ruled as a probable suicide due to an overdose of barbiturates. However, nearly 6 decades later, questions still linger surrounding her death, and conspiracy theories abound. Was it truly suicide, or could there have been foul play? The official story: suicide by overdose. Monroe's death was officially declared as a drug overdose, with barbiturates, a type of sleeping pill, being the likely cause. She was discovered by her housekeeper, and the circumstances surrounding her death appeared to point toward suicide. Marilyn had struggled with mental health issues, substance abuse, and the pressures of fame throughout her life, making it plausible that her death was a tragic end to a difficult existence. Her death occurred at a time when she had been increasingly isolated, following the end of her marriage to playwright Arthur Miller and her failed relationships, most notably with President John F. Kennedy and his brother, Robert F. Kennedy. Her death was quickly ruled as a suicide by overdose, but several inconsistencies in the investigation and details surrounding her final hours have fueled doubts. Inconsistencies and red flags. Several aspects of Monroe's death have raised suspicions that it may not have been suicide. For one, Monroe was reportedly in good spirits in the days leading up to her death. She had meetings scheduled for the following week, including a potential film project. This contradicts the notion of someone preparing to end their life. Additionally, Monroe's house was locked from the inside, and no signs of forced entry were found. Some conspiracy theorists argue that it would have been nearly impossible for Monroe to have taken the pills herself, given the state of her bedroom and the way she was found, as the details of her position and the lack of a suicide note raised questions. Furthermore, the fact that Monroe's doctor, Dr. Ralph Greenson, was not called until several hours after her death, and that the police investigation was unusually swift and superficial, has led many to believe that the authorities were too eager to close the case. Theories and conspiracy. As with many high-profile deaths, Monroe's passing has inspired a plethora of conspiracy theories. One of the most widely discussed theories suggests that Monroe was murdered because of her alleged affairs with both John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy. Some believe that she knew too much about the Kennedy family's personal and political secrets, making her a liability to those in power. Others propose that Monroe was intentionally silenced by the mafia, who allegedly had ties to the Kennedys, and who might have wanted to ensure she didn't share damaging information. A third theory suggests that Monroe's death could have been part of a covert government operation to silence anyone connected to sensitive political matters during the tense years of the Cold War. In contrast, some have suggested that Monroe's tragic death was actually an accident. They believe that Monroe may have inadvertently overdosed, combining pills with alcohol, which was not uncommon for those struggling with addiction, or that her overdose was self-induced but not a deliberate suicide. New revelations and continued mystique. Despite decades of speculation, the death of Marilyn Monroe remains officially classified as a probable suicide. However, the growing body of evidence and the persistence of conspiracy theories have ensured that the mystery surrounding her death endures. Recently declassified government files and investigative books have revived public interest in the case, with new questions about the role of her doctors, political connections, and the involvement of those around her. While the facts about Marilyn Monroe's death may never be fully resolved, what remains clear is that her legacy as a cultural icon continues to captivate the public imagination. Whether she died by her own hand or was the victim of a more sinister plot, the mystery surrounding her death only adds to the enigma of the woman who, in life and death, has never ceased to fascinate the world.